Good morning.
Good morning.
We have genetic testing today.
Yep.
It's going to be 2 hours long.
And that's forever. Mommy.
And never.
No, Mommy.
What?
Forever. No, Fo. Yes.
Hey guys, so I filmed a video and it didn't turn out. My camera there's something wrong with it. It doesn't shut all the way and then it has to retrieve the information and sometimes it doesn't save. So anyway, I lost a lot of footage from the other day when I was going back to edit it. So I want to kind of just go over what we did. I want to give a backstory. I have 3 kids. 2 of them have been diagnosed with autism, the Asperger syndrome type. One of them is suspected of having Asperger syndrome, which is on the autism spectrum. They don't call it Asperger's anymore, but anybody who has an Aspie child or who is an Aspie will definitely identify as an Asperger's. It's just, yeah, it's a thing. So anyway, since I have 2 children with autism, they pushed genetic counseling. They wanted me to get into a study group for it because I have more than 1 child with autism. So I said, fine, yeah, that'd be great. You know, I get to find out like what gene is causing this possibly. Then along the way, I was told that something that I have had my entire life can actually cause autism as well, the same genes. So I got tested for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. They opened a file on me first to see. Let me go outside. Go ahead and play. The kids are playing outside. Anyway, they opened a file on me first because obviously I'm the mother of these kids. My daughter is not going to get tested until I am tested. And then after I get tested, if we can't find the gene, because I definitely have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So if you watch my other video on my other channel, I Need More Lives, right here, you'll see that I was diagnosed with EDS. So that was a good thing for me to know because like my entire life I've had these symptoms and really they've just been worse lately, and especially as I am losing weight, it has gotten even worse. Now I know why, and that just makes me feel a little bit better. And I hope the same thing is true for my kids, like they can know exactly like what genes, and they can have that information for the rest of their lives. So that was just a little backstory. I have 3 kids. We're getting genetic testing for autism. Along the way, I finally got diagnosed with something that has been plaguing me my entire life. So that's a little backstory.
It's going to take forever to get done.
Okay, so I did pack them some snacks so they can not be crazy today. Okay, I got 4 little cookies, 2 little pickles, 3 little olives, 4 little cucumbers, and some baby tomatoes.
And some cookies.
Yeah, I showed that. All right, so I think we're ready. So the people next door are definitely getting a new floor. Because I just heard the trowel go along their floor, or maybe even their wall. People like to put tile on their wall sometimes. Woo, hi, kitty. You want to see the bathroom? Bathrooms are usually always tiled up the wall in Israel. And sometimes they like to put some decorative stuff. Like if we were to stay here, we'd probably have a decorative wall there that was soundproof. Yeah. So how are you doing this morning? I'm doing just great. I just ate my breakfast. I have to go get my makeup on and do my hair and just wait until the time it is to leave. I also had to take my medicine. I have only been taking my medicine instead of once in the morning for my breathing because I damaged my lungs when I inhaled powder. I take it once in the morning and once at night, but since I have lost weight and tried to walk and exercise, like I'll never heal my lungs. They're damaged. But I only have to take my medicine once every other day, 1 time. So that's missing 3 doses, which is great. I love that. Okay, so I have this, and I put Kool-Aid in this. It's sugar-free. It's got stevia sweetener. It's what we always do. Let me show you how I make that real quick. I put it in this because we don't have like a big jug. I put like an inch of this in 12 inches of water. I don't know, 8 inches of water with 1 inch of this. And I put 7 stevia scoops of this and 1 Kool-Aid, because that's the only way I could figure out how to do it without a container. And I am debating on whether I should put some Cheerios in here. I don't know. I don't know if it would be too messy in a doctor's office. Anyway, I'm gonna have this while I put my makeup on. All right, hospital is right through there, but I think I went to the wrong entrance. So I'm gonna have to walk around the entire creation of this ginormous facility to get to where we need to go, genetics lab. And do y'all see that dust? The dust is rolling today here in the desert. You wouldn't know it's a desert when you go into town because they plant grass and trees and it looks beautiful. The nightmare that is parking at the hospital because nobody knows how to build a parking garage. This is really annoying. You see, these people just park illegally, and you get tickets for that, but some people think that it's okay. Just park on the sidewalk.
Okay, make sure you don't put the camera to what I'm drawing.
I'm not. It's gonna be a secret until you show me what it is.
No, until I tell you and show you.
Okay. Abigail, what are you drawing?
Oh, she just drawing nothing. She just drawing a rainbow picture with markers all over the place. No, just green.
Being good? Who wasn't being good?
Me and the baby.
Yeah, tell Daddy about it.
Hey, come on, me.
Had the worst experience ever just now for 2 hours. Sure if you can tell or not, but we are under a very, very, really heavy dust storm. It is so white in the sky right now, it's really bad. Yeah, it's super bad. From the time that I went in, this like 2 hours ago to right now, it got really, really bad. I can't see in front of me. I can see better in the screen than I can with my eyeballs. It's pretty bad. There, it's clear now. Yeah, it's bad. I want to show you the table today from the dust storm. Okay, bye. It's still bad out here, bye. But what is that? Moving outside my window? What the heck is that? I don't know, the neighbors are like redoing their house, so maybe they have something flapping on the fence. That's a mess. Hadar is on a work trip right now. They actually went to Eilat, and 10 to 12 of them rented a villa. Like, it was with that many people, very cheap. It's only for the NCOs in their squadron. The mandatories are leaving. They've already left today. They went home like 4 hours ago or something. Anyway, so Hadar is down south right now. Maybe not yet. Maybe in another hour he'll be there. He went to go pick up another NCO that is in a course right now that left the squadron for a while. actually get any blood work done, but we had the full family history. I got a full EDS testing. I have been diagnosed with EDS. Now we are going to narrow it down to like a few genes. If those aren't the genes, we're going to test for other things. I think Rafael may get 3 or 4 genes tested, but we have not gotten the blood work done yet. It was just the family history. I got my test done. It was kind of a surprise. It wasn't a surprise. I kind of already knew that I had it for the last 2 years or so. Like I had already know that I had it, but she checked my flexibility, and you can watch that in the other video where I show some of my flexibility. That's like one part of the test. There's 3 parts, so it is conclusive. I passed like everything 100% for having EDS, so I have been diagnosed with that. So it's just it's good to know. And something unexpected came out of it for me, that I was able to get a diagnosis after all these years, and after the past 2 years of doctors saying that they don't know what it is and they don't know how to test for it. So I have to wait for a letter for us to go in to be invited to take the blood work, and then once the blood work's done, it takes a couple of months. We'll see. But just for us all to know, and for us to know like what exactly it is a good thing. So there's no cure for autism. There's no cure for Ehlers-Danlos. I'm not trying to find a cure for autism for my kids. I love my kids just the way they are. They have great personalities. They're hilarious. They're smart. They're funny. I love my kids the way they are. I'm not looking to cure them. They can actually test for this now, find the gene, and say that if I should ever want to have another child, or if my kids should ever want to have kids without these certain conditions, they can actually fix it before the child is even born. So I want to give my kids the best opportunity that they can have now and in their future. I think this is amazing. This is amazing to me. My kids are amazing. They're just amazing.
Just amazing.
Yeah, just amazing. I would not change my children for anything.
Bond.
Yeah.
Scary ghost.
No, scary ghost. Are you amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And by the way, earlier in the video, that girl tried to get outside. I know it probably looked like I was shutting the door on my child, but I wasn't. I was shutting the door on that child, the cat. The kids were already outside playing, so I know somebody's gonna leave the comment, "Would you slam the door on the child for?" But the kids were already outside. I slammed the door on the cat. I don't like the cat to go outside because it is really busy street out in front of our house, and I'm scared that she'll jump over the fence and get hit. She's not used to being outside, and I don't want her to do something stupid while she's out there. I think what happened was like an unexpected blessing for me. I have now, today, found out that every single symptom, 100% of my symptoms, are caused from EDS. And that's all that I needed to know. Honestly, that's all that I needed to know. I'm extremely happy to find this out. I cried this morning when I found out. My husband was extremely excited to find this out. And he was even saying, "You did that this morning, you did that this morning." And I'll go into depth about that because there were 2 other symptoms that I had that I wasn't sure if EDS was the cause of it, and that was phantom smells and my speech, is bad sometimes, and I can't say words. And we found out this morning exactly what it was. So I'm extremely happy to be when you're told your whole life that you're just fat, you're just fat, you're just fat, you're just fat, lose weight, it'll get better, and I've been losing weight. I've lost over 140 pounds now, and it's gotten worse. So when you're told, yeah, you're just fat, you're just fat, you're just fat, and then you find out that yes, there is a cause. I'm not an advocate for being fat. I don't want anyone to be fat. And I'm not an advocate for people to be unhealthy. I don't want people to be unhealthy. However, if you have a chronic illness that you have had your entire life and people are telling you it's just because you're fat, and then you start to lose weight and it gets worse and worse and worse, when nobody else will listen, you may find your blessing in some random stranger that just feels like helping you that day. And that's basically what happened to us. And, you know, to me personally, but to us, because we've been working as a team trying to find a doctor that will take on my case just to get me tested. And finally, EDS is something that most doctors don't know about, and they don't know how to test for it, and really it's way more common than I ever thought it was. Even though it still says it's a rare disorder, it's really not. A lot of people have EDS. So hopefully doctors will learn how to test for it and learn how to diagnose it and see it in their patients, so they don't have to live their entire life with these weird symptoms and these weird things and medication when maybe they don't have to. Yeah. Just a rant. I will talk more about this on my other channel, I Need More Lives, because I did finally find out the reason why I am having phantom smells and the speech aphasia, I believe it's called. Stop! She's going into my makeup. Anyway. You going into my makeup? Okay. I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
You aren't subscribed yet?
Please subscribe and like.
Comment and share. FoolyLiving.
A Cowboys cheerleader, yeah.
Big boy bike. Trick or treat. Goodbye, nice man.
Goodbye, beast man.
Neither are you.
You're not candy time.